quickly, I'm already late for work. That's probably one factor as to why this was kind of hard this morning. First impression, this was difficult. It was longer than I expected it to be, and I'm hungry, so my stomach was growling the entire time that I was trying to meditate, and I'm late for work, and I'm sitting in a parking lot at work about to go in, and like people were walking by and cars were zooming, you know, because it's Monday morning. So this was probably not the best setup for me. I'm gonna do better tomorrow. But yeah, that's just first impression, real quick follow-up, and try to adjust so that I can actually dedicate the time and the mental space that I want to this, so that it's not just, so that I'm not just like half-assing it. Yeah, okay, all right, bye, I gotta go to work.
Right now, I just feel like I just don't feel good. Don't really know why that is. I think it's because of the news today, and I've just been eating my feelings, basically. I've been munching on candy and snacks all day instead of thinking about how our American democracy is coming to an end. One thing I will say about today, when I got the little news notification pop up on my phone saying breaking news, like, was I surprised? Not really, but was I surprised? Yes. I don't know. I think my first initial reaction was to be very upset and angry, and to kind of seek out social media and things like that to find solace and maybe even heighten that feeling, so it felt like I wasn't alone in that. But instead, I took a deep breath, actually did a small little breathing exercise at my desk, and tried to calm myself down before going and looking at the news to kind of figure out what was happening. Yeah, so I think that's a step forward. Instead of just kind of letting my emotions control me, I was, at least this time, more apt to recognize them for what they were and maybe slow them down a little bit. I'm probably gonna go hide under the covers for the rest of the evening and act like the world or America is not falling apart.
What is this?
It is our check-in for the meditations. The meditation challenge that we're supposed to be doing.
Oh.
What?
Keyword supposed to be doing.
Well, I've done mine. I only missed one day. No, don't feel guilty about it. It's fine. Dan Harris would be mad if I was trying to make you feel guilty about.
That's not the point, you know.
I know. I like it because it's probably the only time during the day that I sit still and like try not to think about something.
I feel like everyone cries on YouTube, so I guess this is my turn. I feel a little silly crying over this, but okay, I think it boils down to this. I'm really hard on myself, and if I don't do things perfectly or well, then I give myself a really hard time, and I make myself feel bad about it all day, and like I crush my own spirit. I'm probably going to do today's meditation again, just because it's about self-compassion, and I think I need that right now.
Alright, this is the second official check-in for the meditation challenge. I liked today's meditation because it reminded me that I don't have to be perfect at this, and being very type A, other people would probably not
say that as nicely as I just did. I want to be the best at everything that I do. So it's just a good reminder to myself that out of all of the things that I do, this one thing I don't have to be perfect at. I don't have to reach nirvana every time I sit down. Again, I'm just kind of gauging my progress by the consistency that I show up to meditation. Just doing it once a day. If I miss a day, that's okay, as long as I don't miss more than like 2 or 3 days. So far, I haven't missed any consecutive days. Earlier this week, I was having a rough time. You've probably already seen it. Usually my weeks aren't that crazy or anxiety filled. I think this week was just kind of out of, maybe not out of the norm, but it wasn't what I was expecting to film this week. But yeah, I really do think that, especially that day's meditation was about like self-compassion. It really helped me that day. It reminded me to pause and to breathe and to be a little bit more generous to myself and to others. I hope that this next week goes smoothly. We'll see how it goes. I hope I don't have any more breakdowns. Crying on camera, I guess, is a typical YouTube thing, but it's not something that I want to make a habit, so. All right, so 22 days ago, I started the 21-day meditation challenge by 10% Happier. This is a podcast and an app by Dan Harris. I've been listening to the podcast for a little while now, just because I'm really interested in the self-help aspect, and I want to hear what these experts have to say about anxiety and stress, and maybe I can apply some of those things to my life. So when I heard that this meditation challenge was free, I thought, why not? I've been wanting to do it for a while. Maybe this is a sign. Some background about me before we get started. I am 23. I work full-time as an architectural intern / architectural associate. I tend to have anxiety, and to placate that, I like to overplan. As of a year ago, I wasn't very self-reflective. It took me about 22-ish years to realize this, and I find it difficult to slow down. My concluding thoughts. I think looking back now at the beginning of the challenge, I was definitely just going through the motions. It was just kind of like a thing to check off my to-do list for the day. I wasn't really taking much of it to heart, or I guess much of it seriously. But towards the end, I finally found a routine that I felt like was the most impactful for me. For most of the challenge, I actually did the meditations in the evenings. This was fine as a way to kind of wind down right before bed. Usually though, I would do the meditation and go straight to sleep. I felt like I really wasn't retaining that much from the meditation because I was going straight to sleep and not going about my day. But by the last week of the challenge, I finally figured out a routine, a morning routine that worked for me. I would wake up early enough to do the meditation, but then I would also journal to kind of cement what I had just learned in the meditation. I did notice throughout the challenge, especially towards the end, that it was showing up more in my day-to-day thoughts. So for example, this past Saturday, I celebrated my little brother's birthday. Typically, family gatherings are not very enjoyable. I try to get in and get out, right? And I don't really try to stick around because it's sometimes painful. This weekend, because my brother was turning 10, I really wanted to focus on being present and living in the moment and in like kind of savoring that with him, because I mean, he's growing up so fast, and I just wanted to kind of relish the time that I spent with him. So the meditation that morning, or after the meditation that morning, I kind of journaled and really tried to set intentions for that day specifically. And I found myself able to slow down and be present with him and really enjoy it. And there's this one specific moment that I feel like I will look back on and remember forever. Overall, I know this 21-day meditation challenge is probably just the beginning. I definitely didn't reach nirvana in 21 days. I don't think anyone. I'm really curious to see where it takes me. I'm excited to keep going and receive all the good things that hopefully this practice will bring me. Thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. And we're gonna do another salute because